Hello, this is Megan Stiff, and I'm with Stiff Family Farms and saw an opportunity to share some of the lessons that we have learned in our last 5 years of selling meat directly to consumers. I'm seeing a lot of discussion on some of the farm groups that we're part of on Facebook, and hopefully this gives you a sense of what we've done over the last few years and how you can use this situation with the coronavirus and COVID-19 response to try to help bring your products to more of a local market by working directly with consumers. So a little bit about us. My husband and I both work full-time off the farm. The farm has been in his family for several generations, and as we were having to look at what would happen with our transition to more of an active role with the farm, we decided that we had a big challenge. We were too small to be a full-time operation where we could quit our other jobs, but not too big to be able to be just a side hobby. So we've been kind of in this odd size, about 60 cows. I'll get into the pig story in a little bit, but we were also farming about 450 acres of crops and actively trying to scale up the corn and soybean operation, thinking we wanted to get bigger that way. But we found that really it was getting harder and harder to juggle all of this while also working, raising a family. So we decided that based on my experience in marketing, I have an animal science degree, and Philip's just day-to-day understanding of the farm and the operational side of things that he handles, that we could try selling our meat directly to individuals. So we started by selling bulk beef, just having more of a promotion around the ability to order a quarter or a half side of beef. We really started there. And then now we do both beef and pork by the cut. We also mix feeds. We use non-GMO corn in our finishing of our livestock. And we found some markets that really want that non-GMO feed for their own animals. So we have done some custom feed mixing for other farms. And we also ship our meat. I'll show in a little bit the range that we've had and how we ship our products to multiple states. So there's three main lessons that I thought I'd share with you guys today. The first being how important customer service is. A lot of folks don't realize when they message our page to place an order or they ask us a question on Facebook, we're the ones also answering those questions pretty much around the clock. We try to be really responsive, very accessible, help give people answers as soon as we get questions in, and just trying to make things as convenient as possible for them. When we started out doing direct sales, we were doing often home deliveries, dropping off meat directly to people's houses. And we still do that now, but we have shifted to this picture you see of our meat wagon, which we schedule at various points in the community where people can come out and either shop through our freezers that are on that trailer or pick up their orders in a convenient location for them. We see our competition really is the grocery store, not other farms. It's the convenience factor. So if we can either bring it to their home or get it to them in a convenient way, that's our main priority. We also want to speak at them and not, or speak to them and not at them, meaning that sometimes people have questions, they don't really understand the process, or sometimes things like organic versus GMO, what those differences are. So we try to use those opportunities to educate our customers, but in a way that's thinking from their perspective. So trying not to talk down to them, help them understand what we do. And as more and more people live off the farm, we found that that's obviously a continued challenge where people just might not understand the practices, and speaking to them in a way that is more equal and not, using a lot of jargon, just trying to be really accessible, back to that first point, in how we build those conversations and relationships. At the end of the day, it's very personal. We are very open about our family and what it takes to run this farm. So I think that's helped us build trust with customers because, again, if our competition's Kroger, you're not going to get that kind of experience if you're shopping at a big retailer. We try to help, again, provide opportunities for people to see why we're doing what we're doing, explaining how things work throughout the year, the different projects that we're working on, the challenges that we face. So as we all deal with misinformation around agriculture, it's really a great opportunity to educate our consumer and help them make more informed decisions. We also try to have a sense of humor. I'll share some examples of that here shortly. And we celebrate wins together. So when something great happens for the farm, we celebrate that with our social media crowd. You'll see on the map on the right here that we ship meat to all of these states in blue. We are in Kentucky. Should have clarified that from the beginning. But the day that we added sales in Ohio, you see the dot there, we shared that with our followers, and just again with the reminder that we can ship to a variety of states within the 2-day window. We've done a lot of trial and error to figure out how to do that, and I can share more detail in a further conversation if that would be helpful on how to handle shipping. But for now, this is the main way when we're not in a pandemic. We're doing a lot of these meat wagon stops throughout the community. It's just a lot easier for us to manage the deliveries, and also gives folks a way to, we found that a lot of people, when you're buying something you're going to eat, want to touch it or want to look at it, which again doesn't work really well in a pandemic, but typically we'll let folks come into that trailer where there's several freezers that run off the generator, and they can look through those, pick out what they want, and we ring them up right there. We found businesses are willing to let us set up in their parking lots because it's good for them, good for us, it's free. So highly visible places that we can set up are great, because we also just get folks driving by, and having a meat wagon like this, it's basically a rolling billboard, has been fantastic advertising for us. As you'll see on the corner there, there's a Kentucky Proud logo. I'll share a little bit more about that program and how it's been able to help us with our marketing. And as we come to marketing, you'll see we are most active on social media. That has really been the key for all of us for us to be able to do all of this. We do a lot of regular posting, but a lot of different things that we post in terms of content. We really should do more videos. That's one of the things we don't often stop to do as much as we probably should. But when we do videos, they're very popular. And you can see, I've got a link to where you can see our videos, as well as the most popular one we ever did was a live cooking comparison of our ground beef versus beef that was bought at a grocery store. And looking at the fat content that came off, just some different things so people could see the difference between farm-raised beef and what comes from the store. So that was really, really helpful. And again, the great thing about social media is it is free. We do some advertising, which is really inexpensive, and highly recommend if you're going to do advertising, social media is the best place to start. But because you can just go so much further with your money and see what results you're getting, and especially if you sell something online, it's very easy for people to click through to your website and place orders. We also do a lot of customer testimonials and reviews. We ask folks to leave feedback. We're really proud to have great reviews on our Facebook page. We share recipes, and as you'll see in that picture on the right, for example, was the result of a giveaway we did. Giveaways are fantastic. You would not believe what people will do to be entered to win free meat or a gift certificate. And that picture on the right was one that we shared as the person that won the giveaway for those ribs shared their recipe. So it's a really neat way to also build that community and help, back to education, help people understand what to do with your meat when they get it. We also maintain our own website. Wix is the platform we use, W-I-X. It's very user-friendly. I'm not a graphic designer, don't really have an IT background by any means, but we've been able to maintain that all on our own. But that's another easy thing, that if you need help, you have probably people in your community that could get you a website for a pretty low cost. We also do other types of marketing, billboards, radio, newspaper, much more limited on those. We use a grant through Kentucky Proud, which is our program our state has to help with marketing. So be sure to look into different grant opportunities that can help you build your brand and help make your marketing dollars go further. At the end of the day, what we're trying to accomplish with our marketing is word of mouth. We are really trying to build relationships with our customers, get them to talk about us, get them to share what they're making, share that we were part of their holidays or special occasions. So it is really cool to see. I actually had that happen yesterday, where I opened up my Facebook page and someone had posted about how they made their dinner with our meat for their child's birthday, since they were shut in for the pandemic. So it was really neat to see how we're part of our customers' day-to-day lives. You don't have to worry about being perfect or an expert on all of this. You don't need to have a marketing degree. You don't have to have perfect pictures, but if you need photos, again, a great way to do it is do giveaways and have people share pictures of what they make with your products, or share your pictures of your products in action. And those are great pictures that you can use for different purposes. Or if you need really good photos, maybe barter with a photographer, which is how we have some really nice pictures. Just had a photographer friend over. She wanted to spend some time walking around the farm, and she was willing to take pictures of our family while she was there. So think about people you have relationships with, and it doesn't always have to be a monetary investment that you make, but sometimes just a package of steaks goes a long way to barter and get some good content for your marketing efforts. At the end of the day, though, we can't do this if we didn't have a great product. As I said earlier, we are now working with a USDA certified processor, and your relationship, if you're in the meat side of direct-to-consumer sales, your relationship with your processor is so important. Ours has made a lot of different changes and accommodations to help us grow. We have helped them grow as a result. So find a processor you can trust, and I know that's really, really hard. We don't have enough USDA certified processors in our area, but if you have somebody you can work with, share what you're trying to do, talk with them, really just do whatever you can to help show that your success is their success. And similarly, working with other farms. It's probably impossible for your farm to produce everything that somebody might want to buy directly from a farm. So we've tried to be strategic in what we offer as not to duplicate. We have some other great farms in our area that, for example, do produce CSAs or chicken, eggs. So we refer customers that ask us to buy those products from us, we refer them to those other farms. And that's where our feed business has also really helped us, is that we can sell feed to other farms, but not have to directly compete with them by offering all of the same products. So the more you can work together, I know that sounds simple, but it really makes a difference when then you don't have to do it all. You can specialize a little bit more, but you're helping other farms in your community. There obviously are a lot of rules to learn and follow. If you're not sure about where to start with meat sales in particular, we'd be happy to talk with you, but places we work with are the health department, our extension office, obviously USDA. I didn't add to this list FSA, but we do a lot with conservation programs. That's a little bit separate from what we're addressing today. So highly recommend if you have an FSA office in your community. There's so many great programs out there that can fund your adoption of best practices. So feel free to reach out to these folks, ask them questions. They're there to help. They want to help. And we definitely could not have done this without a lot of advice from different experts. We've also found it's really important to have a consistent supply, so that, back to talking about how it's important to be convenient for customers to work with us, you didn't want to be out of things all the time, where that's harder in the beef side of things, where your production cycle is so long. So we actually got into pork kind of by accident. We were just selling bulk beef at the time, and we had a friend who had some piglets for a church Halloween event, and then we needed to figure out what to do with these piglets after the event was over. They knew we had a farm, asked if we wanted them, and we ended up finding also a boar and doing our own breeding and getting into the pig side of things. And that's allowed us to have a quicker turnaround time to be able to produce product. So that's helped us, not to say we run out of beef completely ever, but if we're out of one product, it helps us have a more consistent supply where we have more to substitute, because planning your supply and demand is going to be the hardest thing of all of this. It's really hard to know 2 years in advance how much beef you're going to need coming out of a freezer, especially in a circumstance like what we're going through now, where we have just unprecedented demand. So pork and being able to scale that up faster has been able to help us have a more consistent supply and help consumers keep coming back to us. So these are just some examples of posts I thought I'd highlight. As I mentioned, sharing customer feedback. We did a post recently of just the positive comments people had given us for being accommodating during this pandemic, and sharing what people say. I know it's hard to promote yourself sometimes, but if you don't do it, nobody will. So we post customer comments, we ask for reviews, and we celebrate the people who make our farm happen. We have a young man who's a neighbor who comes over and helps us feed sometimes, especially when we're on vacation, which is super important. So we give him a shout out, and people love to see young people doing great work, coming back to the farm, getting involved and getting their hands dirty. So it can be really simple things, just like featuring the people who make your farm work. We also have a lot of fun. As you can see, we do some holiday specific posts. We have a fun t-shirt that we sell that we still can't believe people will pay us for to advertise for our farm. But have fun, have a sense of humor, have a personality, and share even when things are hard. That picture from the middle is when we had some of the black-headed vultures that were causing problems. I know the real big issues in other states, but we had one attack a calf, and we showed what we did to treat this calf. Also shared just more about this situation so other people in the community can be aware of, if you see these, they're watch out for your little dogs, for example. Just helping educate the community on one of the challenges that we face and what we're doing about it. And I know this work is hard. We lose animals, things happen. So we just try to help people understand the challenges that we face, and they've always been there to keep supporting us through it. We also do things in the community, like, for example, the picture on the left was when we entered a cooking competition. We live streamed that during the day. We met other producers who were part of the event, and other folks in the community who came out to cook. Made sure to share with them what we did and try to offer meat for any other competitions they might be doing. So my point with this post, and we also did make the bumper sticker, which people love that. But if you're going to do things in the community, there's so many ways that you can invite customers into that experience. Share your pictures, do a quick video before you take on an event, or before something happens, or before you get in your tractor for the day, or before you head out to harvest. Just showing people what you're doing. And that sounds really, really simple, but it goes a long way. We've done that with the folks in the middle are with a local restaurant. Chef and manager had them over to the farm to see the operation, ask questions, get a little bit of a better feel for our practices so they could also bring that back to their customers at the restaurant. So again, it's just inviting people in, being transparent, and making them part of our family. And on the right there is just a sample schedule of how we advertise our meat wagon stops. We try to have them throughout the community on a regular basis. Right now, we're more specialized in how we're handling the coronavirus. And we do have a central location in the town of Brandenburg, which is just a few minutes from our farm, where folks, we have a family member that has freezers in his he has a large garage, and folks can come do pickups there, which is a lot easier for us to manage right now than doing home delivery. So we just try to let people know so they can plan and can make it easy, let them know where we'll be as present as we can in the community. And we've just been really grateful to see how many people have started not only using us because of that word of mouth, but because of the circumstances of the last 2 weeks. We've sold about $20,000 worth of meat in about a week and a half. It was wild and stressful, tiring, but we felt like we really had to step up and help people who were panicking because there was no meat available. And we know we've had a lot of people say that they aren't buying from anywhere else once this is all over. So people are paying attention to how you respond and how accessible you try to be. And we hope that we get to serve those customers for a long time moving forward. So that's just a quick overview of some of our lessons learned. You can certainly learn more about us at stiffamilyfarms.com. Our Facebook page is where we're most active, although we are on Twitter and Instagram. But feel free to reach out to us. Just shoot us a message on Facebook if you have any particular questions, and we would be happy to do whatever we can to share this with you, because, like I said, our belief is that we are stronger when people support local farms, and whether that's our farm, your farm, anything but a big box chain, we want to work together to help our community make that direct connection with their local farms. So anything we can help you do to make that happen, we are here for you. Thanks, and stay safe.